All right, good morning, everybody. So, in terms of announcement, guys, great job last week. You guys killed it. Um, you know, Due to the situation that we're in, we still hit over 110 sales last week. So, give yourself a round of applause there. That's amazing. All right. This wouldn't have happened if all of us didn't go out there and perform. So, every single one of you guys, did your part. Whether it's Frankie who did 15 or Mo who did 7 or, you know, the newest guy on the team, Jeremy and Fernando doing 2, 3 sales. That's unbelievable. You guys are setting new standards for yourself. You guys are raising the bar for yourself. And that's what's going to take you guys to the next level. I said this on the last call, but the best team is not the most talented team. Okay, it's the one that plays full out, and that's what you guys are doing right now. You guys are playing full out. Going above and beyond, going to different states and different cities, and still making it happen. So, guys, kudos to you guys. All right. This week, I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to do it again. We have new faces online. Good morning, Chris. I never met you before, but welcome to the team, brother. Anybody else who's new, Jasmine, welcome to the team. Great job on your first sale yesterday.
Thank you.
I'd love to see your face too, but
I have an old phone.
no worries, no worries. But guys, welcome to the team. If you guys are new, we're all about, having fun, making money, playing hard, working hard. And, these calls are for you guys to support you guys. So if you guys have any questions regarding sales or the campaign that we're doing, feel free to go on the chat and ask questions. I'll get that answered. All right. So today I'm going to go over some sales training, and I'm going to end with Ken coming on and going over some mental meeting about beliefs, and then we'll end with high rollers. Does that sound okay for you guys? All
That's
right.
perfect.
Sounds
Let's
great.
do it.
Cool, cool, cool. So guys, I want to show you guys some ads, all right? And I want you guys to really understand the psychology behind these ads, because these corporations spend so much money on marketing, and they understand the psychology behind people who buy, right? And once you guys understand that, I will get into my topic of positioning your words and saying the right things at the right time, because I don't know how many sales I've lost out there in the field because I've said something too early or too late. How many of you guys, been there before? You had this customer in the bag, you thought you had them, and then you got too excited, right? And then you told them about maybe the first month way too early. The customer's like, whoa, 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 like, what's that? You know what I mean? You guys haven't built that relationship enough, or you haven't pre-framed the customer enough to where they're comfortable with you yet. How many of you guys lost sales because of that? Raise your hand. Okay, yeah, I lost a freaking, so I went to the field Wednesday and I could have had like 5 sales that day, and I felt like 3 sales slipped out of my hand. And I've been doing this for 7, 8 years. So if you guys are new out there, and for those of you who are veterans too, I'm sure this happens to you sometimes, where you're just trying to get the flow going, and you're saying a lot of things just to get the customer excited, but then you're saying too much sometimes. Well, that's exactly what I did for the 3 customers that slipped out of my hand. And it's fine. We learn from it, and that's why I want to bring this topic to you guys, saying the right things at the right time so you don't lose sales. All right. So real quickly, before I get into my meeting, I want you guys to observe some ads. All right. So just let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna show you guys Tesla. All right, everybody knows the company Tesla. They're killing it right now in terms of selling their cars. And I'm sure they spent millions or billions of dollars marketing and hiring sales gurus to understand their sales process. When do you guys agree? Okay, so guys, let's play full out here. I need you guys to chime in and look at your screen. So boom, this is the Model. What is this? This is the Model X, right? And in terms of advertising their vehicle online, let me go back to the very first page so you guys understand what I'm. All right, boom. So guys, if you guys want to buy a Model Y, this is the first page you see online. Okay. What are they showing you? They're showing you how sleek this car is, right? It gives you the model of the name of the car. It gives you some specs here, right? It gives you, some features and benefit. And if you move forward, it gives you more specs about safety, which is pretty cool. This is something that customers may not know and they want to be informed about. Right here, it shows how big the car inside is, the interior, even has a video of it like displaying how big it is, how wide it is. All right, boom, another picture of how sleek it looks, how fast it can go, right? Again, this is all benefits and features. Okay, look at this process right here. Boom, it's selling you more on features and benefits. Do you guys all see this? All right, cool. So guys, I'm gonna get into it. I'm going to go to the next page here, but obviously you see there's a lot of specs and features and benefit. They say nothing about how much the vehicle is going to cost. They don't have any fine prints here where it can lose a customer. If anything, there's a box right here where you can ask more questions. All right. So keep in mind, you guys are out there in the field, and in the very beginning, this is what you want to do as well. You want to show all the features and benefits, how the customer can benefit from speaking to you, right? All right, let's say I want to order now. All right, finally, they have options for me. Okay, the option here is $43,000 or $53,000, right? This is a great strategy, right? How many of you guys are actually giving customers options? For example, right? With auto pay, without auto pay. All right, $98 without auto pay, $88 without auto pay. Once you give a customer choices, they have no other option but to pick one. They can't tell you yes or no. They're just going to pick one or the other. All right, that's the psychology behind it. So, I want a performance car, so I'm going to go with the $53,000. Next, all right, more specs, right? They're giving me options, guys. Options. How many of you guys are using this option close right here where you're giving customers different type of options to pick from? Okay. Even more options, all right?
That free TV.
Free TV, right? I don't know if you guys do this out in the field, but the free TV, I never sell it to the customer. I give them an option whether they should take it or not. I'm gonna go over that in a little bit, but I just want to show you here, guys. This is Tesla, right? They spent thousands, millions of dollars learning how to do this like sales process. Even AT&T, guys, like if you go on the website and you just look at their thought process on how they're selling their product, it's not $100 phone, internet, TV, right? They're not saying that. They're going over benefits, features, and they're saying all the right things at the right time. So us as buyers are more prone to click it and move forward. All right. So that's enough about, these corporations. Now I want you guys to see yourself as a corporation. So I created something for you guys, and that's what I want to talk about today. So now I want you guys to think of yourself as a corporation, all right? You guys spent millions of dollars on your sales ability and your sales script, okay? This is something that you guys took a lot of time to figure out, saying all the right things at the right time so customers can always continue to say yes, yes, yes. You're putting a customer in this yes state. Every time you speak to them, you're closing them on a specific topic, and then you're bringing them to the end, right? It's a straight line method. And we lose sales when we talk about things that aren't supposed to be talked about at the right time. Here's what I mean. For example, you're doing an intro. Hey, my name is Andy. I'm with AT&T. Did you guys hear about what we're doing here? We're adding DirecTV to your package so we can lower your bill. No, 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 no. The moment you bring up DirecTV and the customer's like, I'm adding new service to my package, I'm going to pay more. That's what they're thinking, right? But as new guys, we're just so naive about this process that we don't know when we say words like DirecTV added to your package, this may lose your sale right away. This may lose interest right away. Okay. For example, another example is, hey, we're adding DirecTV to your service, and the first month is going to be $77, right? Without having a system in place for yourself and saying all the right things at the right time, you're going to lose the sale because the customer is not framed the right way yet for you to say that. Okay. And then you got to like explain yourself, and then you feel that tension in your body and you're like, man, I'm going to lose the sale. You call your leader and it's too late, right? And for all you leaders and trainers out there, we go out there with a new trainee, and we experience this all the time where we want our new guys to be empowered and pitch the door all by themselves, but then they say too much too early, and that they're going to lose the sale because they said something about DirecTV way too early. Okay, so that's the topic today. I want to show you guys this screen that I created for you guys. There might be some grammar issues and stuff like that, but it's fine. I created it last night, so hope you guys like it. Let me see here. Where to go? Open. 10 steps. Okay, guys, so this is a presentation. So after your intro, after your interview, once you get a bill, this is the presentation. Okay, and there's 10 steps to that presentation. And if you do this 10 steps in order, you would never say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Okay, you have to cover each point first before you move on to the next section. It's very simple. Okay, the moment you do, their service, our service, right away is side-by-side comparison. Okay, so guys, look at the screen so you guys can follow along so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so remember guys, this is after you guys do the intro, the customer already knows, what company you represent, and you get the bill already. Okay.
Hey, Andy.
Yes.
It's small. It's hard to read.
You guys can actually zoom, but if that helps, I'm not trying to be that guy.
You can pinch zoom.
All right, give me one sec. Here it is, guys. This is the 10 steps that I use out there in the field. So if you guys are new, and even for you veteran guys, this is something that you guys can use as well. So you guys don't stumble on your words and get too excited and cover the wrong things at the wrong time. So guys, step one is their service, right? Once you get a bill, you want to identify exactly what this customer has with AT&T, right? So for this example, this customer has phone, internet, pay $120. Okay, so the pitch would be, right now you're paying about $120 for your phone and internet. Okay, let me see what I can do for you. Okay, so I even included transitional phrases that you guys can use to move on to the next step. All right, so once you figure out their service, you want to introduce our service. All right, so I put here, pull out the order form, start adding up prices for phone, internet, and TV service on the order form. It should add up to $98. I like to quote without autopay, and I'll tell you guys why after I get to that step, but always quote without autopay. Okay, so you figured out their service, you figured out what we can do for them in terms of pricing now, and you want to show the new prices that you can offer to the customer and circle it. Okay, I'm being very technical here. This is exactly what I do. So if you guys want the same results, just do what I do. You know, it works. Why change it? All right. The next step here is the side-by-side comparison. All right. You figured out what they're paying, what they have, and you know what you can offer the customer. Now it's time to compare the two, right? So I'm bringing you down from 120 down to $98. Okay. Give it a brief pause. Customers need to let that sink in. You know, they got to see the savings, $20 a month times 12, you know, $240. Explain that. I like to give them a thumbs up, okay? So they can agree to the price with a thumbs up subconsciously. This is another way to transition to the next step, a thumbs up. All right. And in this step, step 3, this is where you're showing the customer how much they're saving. This is a benefit, right? One of the benefits is saving customer money. So this step 3 right here is showing the customer that they're saving money. All right, boom. You showed the side-by-side comparison, how much they're paying, what you can offer them. Now you need to reaffirm and soft close this customer that everything's going to be okay. All right, nothing's going to change. So remind them that this will give you the phone and internet. Nothing changes. The phone number remains the same. The internet stays the same. Only thing that changes is your price. We're just reaffirming to the customer that there's going to be no hassle. And in this step 4, you're preempting the customer that there's not going to be any hassle by doing this with you. Everything stays the same. Only thing that changes is price. All right, you guys following right now? I just need a yes, no, maybe so.
Yes.
Okay, guys, so this is step 4, right? I haven't talked about the DirecTV service yet. Keep that in mind. Okay, so now you reaffirm that nothing's going to change. Only thing that changes is the price. Wait for the customer to give you some type of agreement, a yes or a nod, and then transition again to step 5. Step 5 is showing the features and benefit of the DirecTV. All right, so this is the tricky part, guys. This is when you're introducing the DirecTV. This is when you're feeling like, all right, this can be a make it or break it, right? I'm not at that stage anymore. I actually enjoy bringing up the DirecTV because it's a benefit for the customer. Some of you guys still think that adding DirecTV to the customer package is not a benefit. So that's why it's hard for you to bring it out. And the customer can feel that, right? Sales is all about transfer of energy. So if that energy is not right, and when you bring up DirecTV and it sounds weird to the customer, they're probably gonna say no, and you're gonna have to oversell it. I don't. I just go into, okay, so this gives you your phone, internet, and also because of everything that's going on in the world right now, point at your AT&T logo, right? We're actually including 90 channels here for your business. Here's where you want to explain why we're doing it at this point. So explain briefly of what they can watch and how they can benefit from it. So remember, you're not selling DirecTV, you're selling the savings. The TV is just included. Remember that. Okay, so it goes like this. So this gives you your phone and internet, and also because of everything that's going on in the world right now, we're including 90 channels here for your business. This includes the news channels like CNN, Fox News, and other channels like Net Geo and Discovery. Again, we're doing this to support your business, and we want business owners to keep up with live news. We want to keep you aware of what's going on. All right, guys, who can use that out in the field? Raise your hand.
Man.
Yeah, I want you guys to use this out in the field. We're bringing up DirecTV too early. DirecTV is great and all. We understand that that's the product that we're selling, but it has to be brought up at the right time. You guys are doing the right things. This is only going to give you guys more chances of closing deals, right? So for those of you who are closing 2, 3 a week, this can give you 5 a week, right? For all those customers that just slipped out of your hand once you brought up DirecTV, I challenge you. If you guys use this, the customer's gonna feel like you're not there to sell them. You're only there to hook them up, and DirecTV is just an add-on. All right, so that was step 5. Once you guys get to that, everything else is pretty easy. All right, so there's 10 steps to it. Let me just go over it. All right, so here's step 6. Step 6, obviously, when you bring up the DirecTV, customers may have some type of objection for you. Wait for it, right? Wait for that objection. Oh, I don't need TV. All right, here's your chance, guys. Don't blow it. Once the customer gives you an objection, you want to be calm, cool, and collected. I put here nonchalantly answer with, it's okay. It's included. If you don't use it, we can install it at home. Or you can just have it here. Remember, I'm here to save you money. The TV is just included in the package. Okay, this works for me every single time a customer asks me I don't need TV, or they tell me I don't need TV. You don't want to sell them on it, okay? You want to show them how it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, guys. TV is just an add-on. It's already included in the price. You know, remember, I'm here to save you money. If you don't use it, it's fine, right? We can also install it at your house, but it's no big deal. Okay, so let's backtrack here. I want to show you guys. So we went over their service, right? Our service. We did a side-by-side comparison in terms of what we can do for them. We want to reaffirm them that nothing is going to change on their phone line. Phone number remains the same. Internet may increase, may not, depending on what you do. The features and benefit of the TV, okay? And now we're overcoming objections. You're probably wondering, hey, Andy, do you do this all the time? What if a customer asks me a question? Do I answer it? If a customer asks you a question, you don't have to answer it. If you're on step 2, our service, and the customer is talking about, you know, they're asking you a question about contracts, right? You don't have to answer that. Just say, I'm going to get into that, because you have to follow this 10 steps. The moment you lose control of your conversation, of your pitch, the customer is now in control. And now your 10 step is all over the place. You want to keep yourself in control by using this 10 steps. All right, so you overcome the objection, and then right here, right, to overcome the objection, to give a little bit more of a spice for the customer to say yes, we want to add additional incentives to seal the deal. All right, that was for you, Stefan. All right, this is where you introduce the free TV, right, to win over the customer. This is where you introduce the $10 referral, right, for 10 months if you have to. But this part right here is optional. Okay, whether you feel like the customer needs, you know, more of a push to close the deal, this is when you want to use all your incentives, little by little. Free TV, you know, the $100 credit for DirecTV, the $10 off for 10 months, right here. Step 7. All right. So I haven't even told you the best part. You're gonna love me. I tell the customer this all the time. I haven't even told you the best part. You're gonna love me. You know, have a little smile. Do you have a TV right now? The customer's gonna tell you yes or no, right? Well, now because of what's going on, I'm able to give you a free 32-inch TV, brand new in a box. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Pull out the order form, show them the TV section where it says free 32-inch TV, circle it, right? You see, you're also getting a free 32-inch TV that's valued at $150. It's a Best Buy brand TV. You know, the only thing that you have to pay for is shipping and handling. $75. It's up to you guys. You know, if you already have one, don't worry about it. But this is what we're doing for you right now, just to keep you with us, just to keep you happy. Give them that option, guys. We're giving people options. They get to decide whether they want it or not. Don't force it, right? The moment you give them an option, most of the time they're gonna tell you yes anyways. You know, you build up the value of the TV already in terms of how much is valued at 150, and you're only charging them 75 or $50. All right. So this is step 7, guys. Be super indifferent about the TV. You know, it's already valuable. You don't have to oversell it. The ball's on their court right now, meaning, you know, they have to decide whether they want it or not. And let them answer, and then just recap and just transition to the recap. All right, so this is step 8 right here. The recap is obviously the 4 points that we go over during the verification process. You want to cover this before the back office call. So, okay, let me just explain everything one more time. Read word for word what's on the recap. You know, only stop if the customer stops you. The reason why is because it works, right? Explain it slow and clear though. You know, I've seen so many, you know, new guys that I've trained try to like run through this really fast, and the customer is only going to stop you because they're unclear on what you're saying. So read it word for word, point at it, make it clear, and show the customer exactly what's on that recap, okay? Because this can ruin your sale if you don't explain it correctly. So remember, just don't pause until the customer stops you, and just be ready for rebuttals if there's any. All right. So this is step 8 right here. You want to go over separate billing, 2-year agreement, 1-year promotion, first bill for DirecTV, card on file, AT&T bill will be adjusted 1 to 2 billing cycles. I say it just like that, guys. And if a customer stops me, fine, right? I already have things that I say to make sure the customer's going to move forward with it. Okay. So I'm just gonna go over this real quickly. So if a customer, so I'm explaining the first month to the customer. If they have any objection, here's how I'll overcome it. So the first month is $77. We have to activate the box 1 time. If the customer is making the first month a big deal, right? Like we have customers like that. I'm not saying I'm the best, but if that happens, I just include that 32-inch TV charge into the first month. So instead of asking a customer for that $50 or $75 check, right? This customer is already haggling me. This is a deal breaker for me. I'm just going to include that $75 charge and say that it's part of the first month. That's worst case scenario. All right. Third, we're talking about separate bills here. You want to show them in writing that they're going to get a bill for phone and internet. I like to show them phone and internet is going to be $63 on one bill. DirecTV is going to be $35 on a separate bill. Like they have to physically see this, visually see this. Because if they don't, they're going to call you and you don't want to worry about that. And if they're fighting you on, you know, separate billing, you know, what I like to say is that at the house, we're already doing one bill for AT&T and DirecTV, but because the promotion is so new, we haven't done it for the business yet. It's just a matter of time. Okay. This reaffirms to the customer that it's just a matter of time that they're going to put it all in one bill, but for right now, it's separate. It's a new promotion. Okay. And then card on file, right? If a customer fights me on a card on file, I like to refer back to the additional $10 off, right? That's why I like to quote customer at $35. And then once I get to the card, I show them, okay, well, I need a card on file so I can apply this $10 off for you, bringing your bill down to 25 instead of 35 for the select pack. Okay, you can either write it down. I like to write it down on an order form, and some of you guys, you know, you guys get the card when you're inputting the order into the ordering page, and that's fine too, right? That's very smart. I know Geo does that. Okay, so last but not least is a 2-year agreement, 1-year promotion. You know, this price is good for a year. After a year is over, call me so I can find a better promotion for you. Okay, customers are going to be like, all right, well, give me your number. You know, I already know that, so I tell them right away, let me save my number on your phone. Take their phone, put my number on there, call myself the AT&T guy. Right? Take a picture, put it as a screensaver. I do this. This is what I do. All right. And then last but not least, this is step 9. You want to close, submit the order. Great, we're all done. Give me 5 more minutes so I can put everything into the system. Once I'm done, my call center will call you to verify everything I just told you so that you can hold me accountable that I'm saying everything correctly. Cool? All right, cool. I just need 5 more minutes. Find a place to sit down, start inputting that order. All right, once you're done, guys, the last step is just to ask for referrals and ask about the home. Okay, this is 10 steps, guys. I do this every single time. I never jump from step 1 to step 6, step 1 to step 8. The moment I do that, right, I lose sales. I just lose it. Okay, and I challenge you guys to now follow this 10 steps now that you guys have it here. Okay, all right, so and a little secret here, if you guys don't know, Gio's really good at this. You know, when a customer is thinking, you know, if you're telling a customer something about, you know, the first month, or you brought up DirecTV and, you know, they have that thinking face on, you know, distract them by showing them something, showing them the order form, right? Showing them the channel guide, you know, pointing somewhere else. It diverts their attention to obviously what they're thinking about, so you can move on quicker. Okay, so that was just a little quick tip there I have for you guys. But guys, those are the 10 steps right there. Do you guys have any questions about the 10 steps in the presentation? Cool. So if you guys want a copy of this, just text me. I can send it to you guys. I'll leave my number on this chat here. Like I said, guys, if you guys follow this to the T, your closing ratio will be a lot higher. You'll start to retain more customers that are paying high already, and you're just walking them through the sales process strategically now. It's not just you doing what you're trying to do, trying to close a customer. This is thought out closing process. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys today. If you guys use it, tell me about it. But yes, I'm gonna get into Ken's gonna get into beliefs now, and yeah, Ken, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Guys, Andy just dropped a whole bunch of gem for you guys. If you guys haven't been with Andy, you know, I think Stephanie was out with Andy last week. He showed her 7 sales in 2 days. Right? I mean, this man don't go to the field as much anymore. I asked for a favor to show and train this new hire we've had. And, you know, even though he hadn't been in the field in a couple of months, he went out there and still execute. And why do you think he's successful? He just broke it down to you guys. It's very systematic, right? He has a 1 to 10 steps. He knows where the conversation's going, right? He minimizes and buts because he has a routine, right? And he direct that customer to that sell, that straight line method he's talking about from Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, right? So, you know, thank you, Andy. I know you're well thought out. That was a great meeting. I appreciate that. For you guys on the call, I only need about 15 minutes. It's going to be a short one, but I do need you guys to liven up a little bit. Let's stretch. It's been about 40 minutes, so I know average person after 30 minutes starting to sleep, right? So I don't want you to sleep on me right now. I just need about 10, 15 more minutes. All right. Oh, let's do the Tony Robbins thing right here. Man, I miss those seminars. And first thing we do, man, when we get back to, well, when they allow us to congregate at a seminars, I gotta take you guys to the Tony Robbins seminars. For me, it's better than the best rave I had in my life, right? And I know it sounds nerdy and geeky to say that, but it's awesome when you uncover and learn and find like ways to like break your limiting belief, right? Which is my topic of the day. Okay, I want to tackle this really big topic on belief, because if you guys probably heard it from a few of our leaders and a few of our partners, belief and psychology is 80% of success or failure. It has to do with 80%, right? That means 20% is mechanic, circumstances, situations, and everything else, right? So is it true though? That's big, because basically that statement is saying it doesn't matter if you're born rich, doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter if you just start today or start 10 years ago, it's all on the way you think. 80% is because of how you think, right? It's your psychology. It sounds like far-fetched. It sounds like kind of BS. When I first heard it, I was like, no way. I spent about, me, Andy, and a few of our management team went to Business Mastery of Tony Robbins. We invested like 10,000 each for this seminar. And when I first got there the first day, he laid down that first principle. 80% of your business is all on the way you think. And I was like, man, this sure is a waste of $10,000, right? I don't need. I came here so you can teach me some practical things, teach me how to do digital marketing, teach me like some secret sauce so I can like elevate the business. But then he came and said, 80% is all psychology. So we're gonna spend the next 5 days for you to understand yourself and how you think, shape your business and shape your life. And I was like, freak, man, 10 G's down the drain, son of a gun, right? But man, after the 5 days, I realized he's true. He's correct, right? And let me just attempt to, I guess, first you got to believe that. You must believe that, or this whole process of growth, it's not achievable. You must understand that your psychology is 80% of your success, nothing else. Not your skin color, not your background, not your parents, not me, not your leader. It's all in the way you think. Now, for some of us, it's motivating. For others, it's demotivating, right? Because we like to say it's not our fault. It's actually other people, and taking ownership of that is a big pill to swallow, right? So, I had the opportunity to actually go to Thailand. Right after I got married, my wife, about 7 years ago, we decided to go to Thailand for about 3 weeks. And there I had some amazing adventure I want to share with you guys, right? That would tie into the story. Just bear with me, right? So I remember we went and we rode on elephants. I mean, in Thailand, that's common. They still have elephants, and, for a few $100s, you can ride the elephant for a day. And the elephant, it's very remarkable, right? Massive animal being controlled by a man. And I remember when I was at that, waiting for the elephant for the ride, I remember seeing a group of elephant, just walking around in circle, right? This is a enormous animal. I would say 4 or 5 times the size of us, can totally crush us. But for some reason, like this group of elephant was just walking in a circle. So it was just walking in a circle, and all that was stopping them from breaking free is like this rope that's tied to their leg, right? And you know what the crazy thing is? The rope wasn't even tied to anything, right? So imagine you have like this big, ginormous elephant, right, walking in circle, right? And then there's a rope tied to its feet, but then on the end of the rope, it's not tied to anything. But it's like the elephant would go, and then when it hits like a certain radius, it would stop and turn around and keep walking in circle, right? And it was like the craziest thing. I was like, I asked one of the trainers, I was like, what's, I don't understand. How come that elephant won't just go past, won't walk past that? Why is he walking in circle? And like nothing is holding the elephant feet, like the end of the rope is not being held by anything. Why is it that the elephant is still walking in circle, right? The trainer's like, well, the reason why the elephant is walking in circle is because when the elephant was younger, when it's weak and it's vulnerable and it was just a baby, what they did was they tied the elephant leg to the rope. And then at the end of the rope, they put they tie it to a tree, right? So obviously the elephant is trained at a very young age that it can't go past a certain level. When the rope is around its feet, it cannot go past a certain level. So now that the elephant is grown, you know, an adult elephant, 10 times the size, strong and big and enormous, the elephant still thinks that by having a rope tied to its ankle, that stops them from going elsewhere. So now, even without the stake, even without tying the end of the rope to a tree, the elephant still don't go past that. Crazy, right? Right? Let me share you guys this video right here. Okay. Another opportunity I had was actually to go to this thing called Tiger Kingdom, right? And Tiger Kingdom is pretty much where they raise big, ferocious wild tigers in zoos. And if you're bold enough, you have the opportunity to like pet one of them and things like that. You know, you gotta go to the cage and so forth. So let me show you this video here. Let me see if I can share this video with you guys. You guys can't hear the audio, right?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Just know that there's a lot of noise and, you know, screaming. it's very scary. All right. All right, here's my wife here. She's gonna attempt to do the same thing. Just know this is like 3 hours into it. Give her enough courage to actually do this. You can see by her fake smile, she's petrified. Try to look good in front of camera, right? All right. I want to show you guys this because it's crazy. Here's another example of how a limiting belief would hold you back. So this tiger, this enormous creature right here, you know, what gave me the courage to go into the cage is a few things. First, I was like, no way I'm going to this cage. You guys are crazy. This is freaking BS, right? So then I saw like a trainer. You know, if you ever never been to Thailand, like, you know, the average height there is like 5'2", 100-pound guys, right? So we got like these small trainers walking around with a little stick. I'm talking about a stick, not a branch, not even a ruler, a straight out stick, maybe bigger than this pen, right? So let me unshare so you can see me in full screen here. Okay, great. All right. So yeah, so like I mentioned, they were walking around with this little stick, right? and this is how they were controlling the tiger, right? So we got like this 5'2" guys, right, walking around every cage. So that was one tiger. That cage has 4 tigers, right? And there was 2 trainers with this little stick, right? And every time the tiger would do something, won't listen, to be like, hey, hey, like, hey, hey, and then the tiger would like scatter away, right? So after like an hour of seeing this, I'm like, dude, I'm like a grown 5'11" dude, you know, I'm pretty brave, right? This little 5'2" with a little stick is controlling the tiger. How can I not go in, right? And then when I was thinking that, I was like, no, but they're trained professional. You know, I'm not gonna do it. That's just silly. I'm not gonna get killed in Thailand on my freaking, you know, honeymoon, right? And then, sure enough, this little kid, this little 2-year-old girl, you know, walk into the cage, pet the tiger, you know, and just walked out. I was like, oh, heck no. Even a 2-year-old girl now just went and pet the tiger. You know, I'm not a BICT or BI, you know, TCH, right? That's not me. I'm gonna definitely do it now, right? And so that's why I got into the cage, scared as heck, right? And then the same thing, I was like, I asked the trainer, I was like, why is it that you guys are able to control this normal creature like this freaking wild tiger with this freaking little stick, right? They told me, look, when the tiger was younger, and I saw it on the other case, so that zoo have like different sections. So the section I was in was an adult section, and then later on I went to the little tiger section, and then I saw what they did. When the tiger is small, just a baby tiger, the trainer will walk around with a stick. At this point, this stick is like half their size. And every time the tiger is out of line, they would hit the tiger, you know, do whatever it takes to control the tiger. So the tiger, at a very young age, is used to this stick, this little stick, being fearful of it. So although we know that this little stick can't really hurt the tiger, that all it takes is that little tiger to go, sha, and then 2 Thailand guys just fly away like a little, you know, peanuts. To the tiger, this little stick was years of pain. It's very powerful, right? So the moment the trainer went there and just waved the stick in front of the tigers, they're like freaking out, they run away, right? So why am I telling you guys this story? Is there a possibility that perhaps we have been conditioned in a certain way when we were younger that have held us back? Is it possible?
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when we were younger, right, we're not above the animals from this perspective. We're smarter, we're more intelligent, those are all true. But in terms of like conditioning, habits, and behavior and beliefs, we're conditioned the same way, right? We are a product of our surrounding. When we were younger, prior to us thinking for ourselves, our parents, or the school you go to, your friends, everybody around you shape the way you think. There's certain belief in your head now that you may not know that is holding you back. And I say this because all of us want bigger and better things. So not that we're all losers and we're failures and things like that, but all of us are all about breaking boundaries and getting to the next level. Yes? Yes? So that's what we're all about. We must first recognize that there are some things holding us back. We're one belief, one pivot away from the next level. Right? Just think about that. Just think about that. We're just one away. One away. You know, like a week ago, I ran a meeting about my mentality when I started sales, how I blame everybody, circumstances, situations, everybody but myself. You remember that story? I know, Chris, you knew, but most of you guys heard that story, right? Where I was just mad at my boss for being irresponsible. The situation was bad and I was going to quit. You remember that? Yeah?
Yep.
What I said to myself before was, it's not my fault. I was very good at finding faults in everything else. Very good. I'm like the best. You know, that's why I'm good at sales. I'm very good at stating my point, right? So when I believe that it's not my fault, what I did was I started to see all the flaws that surround me, right? And sometimes it works to my advantage. By doing that, I can actually see people's problems. I can see their bad situations. I can introduce sales. So that works for me. But in terms of growth, it was holding me back. Because every time things is tough, I would just point my fingers and I would blame everybody else. All I did, all John helped me figure it out, was just one word. Instead of saying, it's not my fault, I just start saying, I am responsible for the outcome. Or, it's all my fault. I just changed one word in that whole sentence. And then all of a sudden, like, the whole freaking paradigm shift. The whole world opened up. Right? So in what we do, would you guys agree now that beliefs shapes the way we think, and that what held us back is perhaps our belief? Would you guys agree with that, you think? Just a little bit?
Yep.
Okay. So now that I guess successfully conveyed that to you, let's talk about how we can have some successful belief, right? Because if this is the most important thing that will shape our career and our success, wouldn't we want to know what a successful belief looks like? Yes? All right, cool. So the first thing is, I must say, is everybody, it's not I can't give you an answer and then it'll fit all. It's really up to you, right? So I was listening to Brian Tracy this morning. Brian Tracy is another great sales guru, motivational speaker. Check him out. He's amazing when you want to learn sales. That's where I learned most of my sales technique come from, Brian Tracy, right? So he talks about 4 things to create a successful belief system or psychology, right? The first thing he says is you need to figure out what is your limiting belief. What is it that's holding you back? Let me give you an example, right? For me, another belief I had that was really served me in some part of my life. Now, all the belief you have, here's the thing about belief. All the belief that you believe right now have served you somewhere in your life. It served you so much that it became, you believe it. You're convinced that's the truth because it's been true, right? But sometimes that belief doesn't carry to other things. And if you use that belief in other things, it doesn't fit and it goes the wrong direction, right? Let me give you an example. I used to believe it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. How many people share that same similar thing? Yeah. Balls to the walls. It's all or nothing. Don't gamble. If you have that belief, don't go to the casino drunk. It won't be good. Right? Don't go too far where you don't remember that night because it will be all or nothing. Sometimes worse than nothing. Like, dang, I'm down. I'm in debt. Right? So I had to change that belief. It sounds good. When I was younger, when I said all or nothing, it gives me the fire and the ambition, and then I was like very competitive. So it was why I like made some friends and even like succeed early in my life. But then this became very unhealthy because when I say all or nothing, everything's on the line, you know. And I realized that was actually more negative than it was good. So I had to change it. Right? I just had to pivot. Instead of all or nothing, you know, what can I say instead, you think? What would be better than all or nothing?
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Okay.
Another day.
Who else? All or nothing. What can we replace with all or nothing?
Go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home, right? You guys are exactly like me. They say we attract what we are, right? So, okay. I challenge you to be more positive, right? All or what?
We got nothing to lose but everything to gain.
We have nothing to lose but everything to gain. I love that one, right? We have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay. So anybody else? Instead of all or nothing.
Win-win situation. Both people are winning.
Win-win situation, right? You see, there's like a ton of things that you can replace with all or nothing. You know, the word all or nothing is like just to say, you know, sadly to say, half of my younger life when I was with this mindset, there was a lot of nothing. You know, I will work hard, and then I put it all or nothing. And that was with you know, money, that was with relationship, that was with almost everything I could think of actually. And I didn't realize that was so powerful, so rooted in me that it was causing me to sabotage myself. So I ask you guys, what belief is holding you back? You know, think about that for a minute. Maybe write it down, take time to write it down a little bit. What do you think is the one belief that's holding you back? You know, when I was in sales, one of the beliefs that hold me back was it's not possible to get a sale a day. It's not possible to be consistent in commission only. It's out of your control. The customer control that. How can you say that you can get a sale a day? So for a good few months, I believed that. And so I wasn't consistent. Now my belief is quite different. Now my belief is if I follow the 7 habits and I work that 100%, I will always get a sale. What do you think happened when I started believing that? When that became my belief? About 2-3 months into the business, I started believing that. I was convinced And I explained why I was convinced in a bit. But what do you think happened when I started believing that?
You started killing it out there.
I start killing it, man. When I formed that belief, 3 years later, I have always got to sell. Because I believe that if I did everything correctly with the 7 habits to the 100%, I would get a sell. That belief served me really well. Crazy, huh? So how do you form a good belief? Let's talk about that. How do you form a good one? So Tony Robbins talk about, imagine a table, right? A belief starts with just like a table without legs. It's just maybe a thought. I heard Stefan and some other leaders in the office says, you can be consistent in commission-only sales. You can actually make a sell a day if you follow the system. Oh, okay, food for thought, I'll take it in there. No ground to stand on yet, right? And then when I shadowed him in the field, I realized that he was very consistent, right? He actually get a sell every day, right? Then I see other people saying the same thing, right? And then I start to really dissect this habits thing, like the 7 habits. Does it really work? If I do it all, can it work? So I test it, right? I test it, right? So basically, imagine a belief is just a table without legs, and every time you want to strengthen the belief, you just reaffirm it with an action. You just anchor it, right? So by me seeing Stefan and other leaders able to be consistent every day, another leg is formed. My belief got stronger. When I went out there and started demonstrating and I started seeing success, that became stronger, right? When I surround myself with people that believe that, I became convinced, right? And lastly, through all that success, after months of seeing that, it became a solid belief. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? How to form the belief, right? So, you know, so the first thing is identify your limited belief. That's one, right? The second thing Brian Tracy says is create an unshakable self-confidence. And this is what I was alluding to when it comes to the table example. You have to create an unshakable self-confidence. How do you do that, you think? Give me an example of how someone would actually do that. Diego, you about to say something?
Oh, sorry.
I would say exercise. Exercise your mentality, your physical, your spiritual, everything.
Okay, great. How would you strengthen your self-confidence? I'm sorry, Diego, I didn't hear you.
Just believe in yourself.
Just believe in yourself. Okay, so to just better, you know, for the sake of time, it's correct. You guys believe in yourself. You know, a simpler thing is just to follow through with what you say. You know, set small goals and hit it. Right. The reason why I became convinced that you can do a sell a day if I worked the system is because every day I was doing the system, I was getting a sell a day. After a while, I was convinced it was enormous. I had enough examples, a track record. Does that make sense? So that's why we always, in this calls and other calls, you always notice how we stress about hitting goals and make sure you follow through with your goals. Because what you're really doing is you are creating your self-confidence, right? You don't want to, I'd rather you set small goals and hit it than you set some crazy goals and miss it all the time, because they'll start to play with your psyche. And when you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to go too far. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. The next thing is surround yourself with people that are doing the things that you want, that is possible. So if you want to do 2 sales a day, you should hang around with people that can do 2 sales a day. If you want to build a team and become a partner, you should really get together with all the partners you see and see how they do it, right? Because a lot of time with us is when we can see that's possible, we can do it. Does that make sense? But if you're starting to, let's say, want to be a partner, but then you're hanging around with people that haven't achieved it and all they talk about is why they haven't became a partner and all the reasons why, what do you think is going to happen to you over time. Right? Do you think that if that tiger starts seeing another tiger, you know, disrespecting the stick, maybe like, you know, a trainer come with a stick and the tiger's going, you know, if 1 or 2 tigers see that, what do you think happened to the herd? Right? They'll break their psychology, like, wow, I'm bigger than this. I don't need that stick. It's not fearful anymore, right? And you know, the funny thing is that happened in Thailand 2 months after I left that zoo. I heard on the news like some tourists got badly hurt because the tiger, you know, fought back or something like that. It was pretty crazy. So I was like, man, that was pretty silly of me to bring that cage, you know, because the tiger finally realized, wait, this can't hold me back, right? So I challenge you guys. The things that held you back before, the beliefs that set you back before, you got to realize how bigger and better you've become. So your limitation before is not your limitation now. You guys are growing, you guys are evolving. You know, one of the things that I praise the most is when I see on the group chat people breaking their boundaries. That freaking excites me. Right? When we have somebody doing 1 cell, all of a sudden they do 2 cells, I was like, yes, right? You know, when somebody's getting promoted to leadership, that's freaking exciting. Those things break boundaries. Right? And that's what we're about. That's why I'm so proud of the team. You know, I said this on a call a few weeks ago. I say it again. We are the only vendor that do door to door right now in the whole country that are at 100% since the pandemic. Everybody's at 50. It's all psychology. Right? While others fold, others play. I believe, and I know you guys believe that we can double up during this time. Yes? It's a perfect time to double up, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. A lot of you guys are doing that already, man. Fire it up. So continue to put those numbers up. Thanks for listening to me. Remember, identify your beliefs, extract all the bad ones, pull it out, replace all the good ones, and surround yourself with people that have the lifestyle and the psychology that you want, because you will adapt it, right? Even though it's uncomfortable sometimes, because when you hang around people that's highly successful, it makes you feel intimidated, it makes you feel less sometimes. But just know that's good. You're stretching yourself. Does that make sense? Cool. All right, guys, thank you.